What's good, guys? Back with another video. So today we're just gonna go through the teams. I do have an updated trade. I'm using a boost this week now, so we'll show you that. Some trade targets and some fallen premiums, and yeah. So tonight's game, cracker so far, very heated. Houston potential suspension. You reckon he's looking at 3 weeks from now. He's lucky Fogarty was able to come back on, but yeah, that was not good. So Tom Stewart back in. I think he's in for real this time, which is good. Sullivan in the back pocket. Mitch never out, being managed. Can't remember what the injury was, but it didn't sound amazing. But he's named as the emergency. I think Stanley could have been a chance to play, but nothing here. Obviously, Lindsay out. Is Henderson still on the half forward? So actually, Oliver's been named on the bench. I shouldn't come with any sub worries, but Matt Crouch to the draft leagues, that could be interesting. And Draper should get a full run at it now, so that'll be good to see. Also seeing how Humphrey goes this week. Nothing really there. So Riley Bias named on the bench. I assume Clear will be the sub. Topek didn't play that bad last week. Surprised he's out. So no Matt Flynn as I was hoping. It was a long shot, but a couple debuts for the Eagles should hopefully go well for them. And then obviously Zach Butter's back, so that's a big one. And Boyd back in the team. I doubt he'll play, but he's back in. Hopefully Hall can stay in, and Toby Travaglia can get going. You got to see him. The ball's interesting, but yeah. And then nothing really much down here. Reedy's back in the team, so it's interesting. See if he gets a game. Brody's in. He could end up being a nice option. How much actually is Will Brody if he's able to get consistent game time? 191k. If he's able to consistently play, I reckon Will Brody could be a very nice pickup. But yeah, we'll look at so far. So DeConning 6 at halftime, brilliant. That is amazing. So for now, I think we've done the extra trade, which is using boost Layla to Marek. I really just think you got to get him in now. And Layla could have a good game, but I want to get Marek. The only thing that leaves me with is next week getting to Cherry. Leaves me probably estimated 10, 20k short, which means I would have to trade someone. And at this point, it's looking like probably Henderson, depending on how he goes this week. Because everyone else, I kind of want to keep him. Or could end up being Kako, but there's no good forward line rookies, which is the only reason I'm a bit skeptical. But yeah, let's look in some of the trading options. So we already talked about the top 5 in yesterday's video. So I've got a document here. I think it's this one here. So we got a couple options on here. So some fallen premiums and some cheap risers. Well, not cheap, but risers who I think could end up being good. So we'll have a look first with old Tommy Stewart. So he's got the very high break even. I think it's over 200 at this point. Where is Tom Stewart? Thomas Stewart. That threw me off. So he's currently priced at 521, and he's got a break even of 200. So that is looking like he's going to be set back 50k. So he could almost end up getting down to 450, 400k. At that price, you got to get him in. 100 in the first round. Went down that injury. You look in previous years, 96, 113, 109, 107. If he goes down to below 500k, I think he's a must get in. Like, you can see he has some injury effect scores here, but otherwise it's pretty consistent. And looking in the back lines, that could end up being, in a couple weeks, that could be O'Sullivan up and maybe someone else slightly down in order to get that. But you got to get him in. He'll be a lock for the rest of the year in that defence. So the next person I had was Kieran Briggs. So it's interesting with him. Obviously, he had that bad head knock in opening round where he got subbed off, And he's currently around 521k as well, I think. So yeah, 516. Scored 99 in his last game. He's got a break here of 202. He could go down to around 450k. So if you're looking for someone to jump up from Flynn like I am, he's not the most terrible option. I want to go to Cherry because I want to lock in my ruckman for the rest of the year and just set and forget it. Briggs would probably be you going from a middle tier ruckman up to a high tier ruckman if you want to do that. If you're a bit less fortunate with your cash. But still is good. Like, last year, averages 95. Could see he has a couple bad games which led him back, but he is a consistent 90 scorer, so that's good for the ruck. That's not bad for the ruckman. And we did see here this 109 year, so if he can get back to form like this, he would be looking like a very good ruck option, which I think can definitely happen with him. So I believe next on the list was old Maxi Gorn. It was. So, Max Gorn, he's kind of a different one. We know how good he is in the ruck. Last year, you started him, he carried your team. He's priced at 690k, break even over 200. Looking like he could be going down to 550k soon. So, he had that big score first round versus the, I think it was the Eagles round one. Have a look real quick. Well, that was the Giants round one. So that was over Lachlan Keefe. In the next 2 weeks, he's played North Melbourne, so he got a touch up by Cherry, and then he played the Suns last week, touch up by Briggs. Not by Briggs, Wits. I think he definitely can get back to his good form when he goes down. He has got, over the next couple of weeks, some very nice matchups, I'm pretty sure. So I wouldn't bring him in this week, even though I do think he can go very good this week. I think if you wait, you bring him in soon, so you get that Nick Bryan Draper matchup, which you would expect him to go well. You get either Jackson or Darcy, who I still think Darcy coming back, and then Jackson's not really full-time ruck. He can dominate that. Against Nankervis, he can do well. Nankervis is good, but he'll do good. Then against an undermanned Eagles ruck department, and then you to Meek. So he's got a nice schedule for the next 5 weeks. So if you can get him at a nice low price, I think you can let it ride out. And he will be a good player to get in that ruck. So the next player I had was LDU, who isn't having an amazing start. Luke Davies Uniac's not having the best start, but he will bounce back. So far he's had 108, 88, and a 63. So obviously a lot down than what he's used to. Break even 154. We could see him get to that 500k mark. Who, once again, if he gets there, I think he's if you got Day by then, it could be a sideways trade with Day, or that could eventually be a I don't even know. It could be a Callahan if he's not doing too well, something like that. We know he, at his best, last year played all the games, averaging 110. He rarely has bad games. Like, he's always over 100, and that's a good thing about a premium when they consistently get over 100 and can limit the bad games. So I expect him to get back to his form. I wouldn't really worry about him too much, but he's definitely a nice option you can bring in. And you can see here he will get CBAs. He is their #1 midfielder. He's getting top tier, so I would confidently bring him in a couple of weeks if you do have him. And then last on the list was Nick Dacos, who's playing right now. And looking at what he's got right now, I think he has a big chance to go down a lot. So you look right now, he's on, just down here a bit, he's on 20 at halftime. So you'd think he'd have a bigger second half, but with a break even already of 134, we could see him get down to under 600k to about 550, and for that price you got to get him. By the end of the year, we'll be a top 8 mid definitely. So you've got to get him. There's not much explaining with Dacos. He's Dacos. And then we'll have a look at the we'll have a look at the Supercoach break-evens first, and then I'll go through a couple of players I've been looking at. So we'll go through some of the lower break-evens. So obviously up here's no one else really in premium range. Sheasel, if he goes down, I would definitely pick him up. If he can probably get to around 540, 530k, and then there I would definitely pick him up. He's a gun. He will get back to his best form. People like him, they have some bad weeks, but they don't have bad seasons, so he definitely will get back up. A couple more people, maybe Stilfy gets down. And Petrarca at 153 break even, he could get under 500k. And with that forward DPP looking likely, he's a very interesting option. So now we'll go the lower break even. So Davidson, I would bring him in if you don't already have him. I'd say a lot of people have him, but he looks like he can be consistent for in that scored line, so he's good. Bias, talked about him yesterday, same with Moraes. Murphy Reed's an interesting one. It's probably the last week you have to get him in, but if you can, I would. Humphrey, I talked about him, give him against the Crows. If you're just figuring out between him and Marek, I would bring in Marek. O'Sullivan's not really essential. And one that almost is O'Driscoll. I reckon he can get up to that 400, 450k range easily. Averaging 97 right now. You got Marek. So not really... It's just rookies. It really is your preference. I would try and bring in the rookies you want for the rest of the season now. The ones that are hopefully going to get you to the bye. Like, after this week, you got to start looking at what's your team going to be like next week. And then start thinking, who do I want to carry me through the rest of the year? So, with Mills and Coleman both not there for a while, I think you got to make sure your defense rookies are nice. Like, you really don't want to be fielding two, I'd say. So, right now, I will be O'Sullivan bias, I'd say. I'm just doing a bench loophole. But I want 4, even maybe 5 strong defenders. I'm okay with letting... I feel comfortable with Driscoll on there, but I'm okay with, like, Henderson on there, or Sardis when he comes back. So, I am really confident in that. But we'll talk about 3 options I have just written down here. So, we got Bowie, Burgoyne, and Simpkin. So, I talked a bit about Bowie yesterday. How he's getting the touches. He's playing a nice half-back role. I think... Got the break even of 16. Averaging 103. You can't really pass up on him. Could almost get to that 500k, I reckon. You see, doesn't really average like that, but he's getting a good opportunity now. So it's up to you. You want to bring him. I'm going for a bit of a pod player. I need something to set it apart. But that's my personal opinion on him. 2, I would definitely look at, depending on your situation. One of them being Jace Burgoyne. So I actually want to have a look at the team sheet, actually. I want to see where he's named. Hopefully he's named along half-back, because that would be very nice. He's named on the wing with Moraes on the other. Ideally, you want Boak to be playing wing with Moraes and have Burgoyne at half-back. If we can get another half-back performance out of Burgoyne, that would be amazing. When he plays half-back, he's just a different breed himself. 127, 121, 32 and 27. I know he's a quality wingman, but for Supercoach purpose, please just put him on the half-back, old Kenny. He's such a good user of the ball. The break-even of 19. If you want to get him in the mid, it sucks him only being mid, but if you want to get him in the mid, I reckon he can get up to that 500k range. And then from there, it's a sideways trade to a full premium. Like, you can see 2 clangers in the past 2 weeks. He's a very good option. I just think if you're looking for someone from 400 to 500k, I think he's your best option right now. And the other one was Simpkin. He's not really a chiefy. Like, I think here, if you're going to go Simpkin, it's almost from Horn Francis, although I would hold Horn Francis for another week with Butters back. He's averaging well, breaking 55. Will go up, be one of the most expensive forwards, but everything with Simpkin depends on his midfield time. So you can see he's getting a bit of midfield time. The only worry with him is with Wardlaw coming back, how that affects his place in the team and what happens with him there. But other than that, I'm feeling pretty confident with him. Personally, I'm not getting him in because I'm keeping Horn-Francis. But if you are getting rid of Horn-Francis, he is someone you can put in your forward line and be confident with. Also, that dual position means you can be flexible with him, which is pretty good. But yeah, it's pretty much it. There's nothing really too much. So hopefully, as I said, get that NFL video out next week. But go back to watching the footy and hopefully Collingwood win by 5. Make my tipping absolutely perfect so far. But if you've watched to the end, thanks for watching. Leave a comment and have a nice day. Bye.